I hope you're sitting down for this because what I'm about to tell you goes against everything we know about Niagara Falls. Imagine one of the most powerful waterfalls on Earth, roaring, unstoppable, thundering with millions of gallons of water every second. Now imagine it falling completely silent, not slowed, not covered in ice, but stopped entirely. It sounds impossible, and yet, once in history, it actually happened. For a brief period of time, Niagara Falls, one of the natural wonders of the world, stood still. In today's video, we'll explore exactly how and why this occurred and what it means for our understanding of one of the planet's most impressive waterfalls. The power of Niagara. Niagara isn't a single waterfall, but three: Horseshoe Falls, the American Falls, and Bridal Veil Falls. Together, they straddle the border between the United States and Canada. On average, more than 6 million cubic feet of water rush over the falls every minute, enough to fill an Olympic swimming pool in under a second. The roar can be heard for miles. The mist rises high enough to make its own weather. For centuries, travelers described it as overwhelming, even terrifying. And for nearby towns, Niagara was more than a spectacle. It powered mills, factories, and even entire cities. Niagara is a force that never rests, which is why what happened in 1848 shocked the world, the morning the falls went silent. On March 29, 1848, residents woke to an eerie stillness. The familiar thunder, gone. Imagine stepping outside and realizing the sound you'd heard every day of your life had vanished. Some thought the falls had dried up. Others feared an earthquake had shifted the river. The truth, however, was even stranger. A thick layer of ice had jammed in the Niagara River, blocking the flow of water to the falls. This phenomenon, known as an ice jam, is when a buildup of floating ice partially or completely obstructs a river or stream. While common in many parts of the world, it's rare to occur in such a significant way as to stop the flow of water over Niagara Falls. But that's exactly what happened. The culprit behind this remarkable event was a harsh winter that had gripped the region. Heavy snowfall followed by freezing temperatures created a massive ice sheet on Lake Erie, one of the Great Lakes of North America. When the wind shifted, it pushed these ice sheets downstream towards the Niagara River. As the ice progressed, it piled up at the river's mouth, forming a formidable barrier. This barrier effectively sealed off the water supply to the falls, causing them to cease their perpetual flow. Human reactions. The news of the silent falls spread like wildfire. People from all around flocked to witness this unprecedented spectacle. The usually thundering Horseshoe Falls, Bridal Veil Falls, and the American Falls were transformed into a scene of tranquility. It was as if nature had pressed a giant pause button, leaving visitors in a state of awe and disbelief. The usually roaring riverbed was now dry and solid enough to be walked upon. Families strolled across the riverbed, a sight normally hidden beneath a curtain of water. Children played in the areas where the fall's torrents once crashed down. It was a surreal and unforgettable experience. But this spectacle of nature was not celebrated by all. The town of Niagara, situated near the falls, relied on the river's flow for various industrial processes. Mills and factories that powered the town's economy stood idle due to the lack of water. The sudden halt in the water supply caused widespread disruption, leaving many residents anxious about the economic repercussions. As the hours passed and the falls remained silent, a sense of unease began to grip the town. The absence of the fall's roar, a sound that had become synonymous with the town's identity, was unsettling. People turned to religion for solace, with preachers delivering sermons that interpreted the event as a sign from God. Theories abound. Various theories attempted to explain the sudden disappearance of Niagara Falls. Some attributed it to divine intervention, suggesting that God had temporarily silenced the falls to showcase his power. Others viewed it as an ominous sign of impending disaster. The theories added a layer of mystery and intrigue to the already extraordinary event. But amidst the wonder and the unease, there was also confusion and misinformation. Eyewitnesses recounted the scene with vivid details, contributing to the growing body of stories and images surrounding the silent falls. However, the true extent of the event was difficult to grasp without scientific understanding of ice jams and their impact on water flow. The return of the falls. After nearly 30 hours of silence, the ice jam finally gave way. On the night of March 30th, the trapped water surged past the barrier, sending a thunderous crack through the silent night. The roar of the falls returned as water cascaded over the precipice once again. By sunrise, Niagara was thundering back to life. The ordeal had come to an end. The relief that followed was palpable. For the residents of Niagara, the return of the falls meant the resumption of their normal lives, the revival of their town's industries, and the reassurance that the mighty Niagara would continue to thunder on. The brief interruption served as a stark reminder of the fragility of their everyday lives and the unpredictable nature of the forces that shaped their world. Myths and misconceptions. In the years following this historic event, numerous photographs and paintings depicting Niagara Falls frozen solid started circulating. These images, often mistakenly dated to 1848, have contributed to a lasting myth about the waterfall's ability to freeze. Among the most frequently cited instances are those from 1911, 1936, and 2014. However, none of these instances involved a complete stoppage of the falls as witnessed in 1848. In reality, during winter months, Niagara Falls does sometimes appear frozen, but this occurs due to the freezing of mist and spray from the falls themselves, creating temporary ice formations at the base of the cascades. Furthermore, during particularly cold winters, a thin layer of ice can form on the surface of the water, giving the illusion of a frozen falls. However, these occurrences are far from the actual stoppage of the falls, which was definitively recorded only in 1848. Why it will never happen again. The incident in 1848 prompted measures to prevent such a disruption from happening again. In 1964, engineers constructed a steel ice boom across the Niagara River. This structure is designed to break up and divert ice jams before they reach the falls. The ice boom has proven effective in mitigating the risk of ice jams obstructing the falls. Consequently, while wintertime may still bring frozen mist and surface ice, the possibility of a complete stoppage similar to 1848 is highly unlikely. The event of March 29th and 30, 1818, stands as a unique and unparalleled occurrence in the history of Niagara Falls. It's a testament to the raw power of nature and its capacity to captivate and disrupt human life in equal measure. The silence of the falls, a sound that had echoed for millennia, left an indelible mark on those who witnessed it. In conclusion, the story of Niagara Falls ceasing to flow serves as a potent reminder of the awe-inspiring forces that shape our planet. The temporary silence of the falls in 1848 was not just a natural spectacle, but a defining moment for those who experienced it. It was a pause button pressed on one of nature's most relentless spectacles, leaving humanity humbled by the sheer power and unpredictability of the natural world. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to subscribe to the One Time Files for more incredible one-time events from history. And if you found it fascinating, give it a like and share it with someone who'd enjoy it too. Your support helps us continue sharing these amazing stories. Thanks for watching.